Hello, hello. Welcome to the Penguins Collective podcast. My name is Louie,
My name is Josh,
and we are two brothers who love to talk about hockey.
especially the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Well, this is a tough one. The Pittsburgh Penguins fall to the Detroit Red Wings 6-3. Not looking good at all, I would say. There was kind of ups, there was kind of downs, and a lot of downs tonight. Josh, your first take, your first, response, reaction.
Yeah. I mean, tough. Starting out the gate, they looked good. The first about 10 minutes of the game, they were controlling most of the action, most of the energy, kind of took the life out of the arena to start the game, which I kind of
18 seconds in.
Yeah.
Nice.
Not surprised that was kind of the idea going into it. You had all this time off, fresh legs, get out there. You said, 50 something seconds into it, Malkin scores. Great start. But then, the rest of the game, Detroit, their youth, their speed, it was on display. And they just rattled off some goals.
It was definitely, they outskated us for sure. And it's one of those situations where you're like, are they better than us or are we just bad? And I feel like today was a great response to that, saying, oh no, we were just bad today. I think, yes, they were fast. They had a lot of goals that wouldn't really go in for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Chad Ruedel did not look hot at all during this game. He looked he was his own worst enemy in this hockey game. He was screening Jari. He was just not playing D at all. He was on the ice for 4 goals?
Yeah. I didn't check to see if he was in any on the ice during the last two empty netters, but I doubt it.
So a tough game for a lot of players. We had some good games for Erik Karlsson. He looked great. First goal as a Pittsburgh Penguin. That's something to kind of highlight. It kind of gets overshadowed with this kind of game. But, overall, I feel like the Penguins just played bad today as a whole. I think I'm torn because I love the emotion from the Pittsburgh Penguins. There were some fights. There was some get in your face early, which I like that. But I also don't like when the emotion comes at a cost later in the game. Like Malkin showed a great emotion in the second period. And then in the third period, when he got hit from behind where it was like a cross check, he made it like a personal vendetta. And I'm like, listen, hey, bud, I understand your frustration and I understand where you're at in this moment, but now's not a time to attack the guy. You're down right now. Read the room. It's not about you. And I feel like I'm torn when it comes to Evgeny Malkin because he is such a talented player, deserves to be in the top 100 on ESPN. I get that. I'm not denying that. ESPN, you're still garbage. But let me just tell you, he is not the guy I would want when we're 2 minutes down saying, go on the ice, let's go get a goal. Don't want him on there. I would tell him to sit down. I know the pass from Karlsson to Evgeny Malkin when we needed it the most. We were in the zone. We were flying. We were playing really well. And that puck just kind of hopped over his stick. I'm not blaming him there. I'm not blaming Malkin. What I am blaming Malkin.
Question.
Yes.
I don't think it hopped over him, over his stick. What I think happened was Malkin took his head up, and in response, his stick just literally the depth of a puck just went up, and the puck went underneath his stick. Because it looked like he was trying to make his next move.
So yes, he was doing that for sure, and you're right on that. But what you're not right about is the puck went over his stick.
Okay. All right.
So
I'm watching on my phone, so it's much smaller.
So the puck was coming across the blue line, and it was wobbling, and then it just popped right
Mhm.
before his stick. Not blaming Evgeny Malkin on that. There's nothing anyone could have done. Sid, it would happen to Sid too. But what I'm trying to say is, in those moments, Evgeny Malkin only cares about Evgeny Malkin. And that's great in the regular season, and that's great when we're up 3-1 and you want to just bury him. Send Gino out there, right? Just send him out there. But when we're down and it matters and we need to get the puck in the net and we need to set up, that's the most important part. We need to set up and get the puck, a guy down low, so we can get the puck in front of the net and we just get a good goal. That's what you're trying to do when you're under 3 minutes and you're down. Instead, we have a guy who's only worried about pumping up his own numbers. And I feel like he made a joke earlier this week saying, I wish the season was over so I win Hart. Like, oh, I win Hart. And I'm like, yeah, I know that's funny, but that shows where Malkin's mindset is. Oh, this is about me right now. And guess what,
Yeah.
Gino? You can't be talking about yourself winning Hart when you're making the worst turnovers, when you're passing the puck into no man's land, and it just doesn't look good. It really doesn't. And I don't know why people overlook that when I get it. He scores, but you can't overlook the negative part of Evgeny Malkin. Like, he lets the puck just go willy-nilly, and we just go, yeah, he's a good player. He's a great player. Yeah, but he makes mistakes. And I think it's about time we confront them, especially when the bottom six isn't producing. Let's not throw him out there in that kind of situation. That's a good time to throw out the bottom six. Maybe they could get the momentum going. I don't know. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from with Malkin. I get it, but like, I feel like we have to temper our frustrations with him because of the skill set that comes along with it. Like, I mean, I know there was. I don't know if you saw Penguins Twitter on these off days. They bring up all these random topics, but like they were talking about is I forget who posted it. I think it was Rob Rossi. Is generational an overused term when describing NHL players? And it's like, it's kind of true because, I was just going to say that Malkin has a generational type talent, but yet he's always in the shadow of Sidney Crosby because, let's be
No,
honest,
I
Crosby
would
is
say
better.
this. Yes, okay.
But
Yeah.
yep, but he still has an amazing skill set. And I think you kind of have to take that trade off of these, I don't know, bonehead, knucklehead type plays that he has in exchange for the goal scoring, the assists, things like that.
Would you buy
But
a Ferrari if it kept on veering to the left?
if it was like a 4-cylinder, like, it wasn't
No,
the
no, no.
full.
The full on, the generational car that you've always wanted, right? Let's say a Ferrari is your dream car. It's not mine, and I'm pretty sure it's not yours.
No.
So let's say Ferrari, right? You have a Ferrari, but it veers to the left. Do you keep it just because the engine is loud and it's a status symbol? Do you keep it even though it performs great, but I keep on veering to the left? That's so annoying.
Yeah, I
When
still would though.
But see, that's my point. Where are
Yeah.
we going to eventually? I'm not saying get rid of Malkin. That's not
Yeah.
at all what I'm saying.
Easy. We're 4 games in.
Yeah, I know. What I'm saying is maybe it's time to kind of say Malkin to the second power play unit. Let's start to spread him out a little bit. Let's not keep on going back and forth between the first and second line constantly. Let's not put him out in tremendous moments that we know he's going to do a behind the back pass to no one. Like these things we know are going to happen. Don't do it. Just save him for another moment where he can shine, because that's clearly all that Malkin is good for in that scenario. Like, I would take Sid. Give me another. I mean, everyone would take another Sid, but give me another Rust.
Yeah.
Rather than a Malkin who's way better than Rust. But give me that in this situation because Rust reads the room. He reads the play. He understands what's happening. Look how he tipped it in today. He read the play and he knew what he had to do. He got down by the goalie to tip it in. Malkin's not doing that. He's not willing to do that. What he wants to do is get that slapper. What he wants to do is do that. But I'm going too much on Malkin. Listen, he's a good player. He's great, but I feel like he keeps on making mistakes in dire need situations, and we overlook that just because he could score goals. But
Yeah.
there were okay. Go ahead.
No. I was just going to kind of transition off of Malkin, if that's okay. Just because
I was going to. That was
we can't just focus on him tonight. I mean, it was all the way
Chad
across.
Ruedel sucked.
Yeah, defense as a whole was struggling. All the way across. Pedersen gets into that fight, and then Ruedel gets hurt. So then we're down to 4 at one point, and they were all gassed. At that point, Letang gave up the penalty shot to.
That was the worst defensive play I've ever seen from an NHL defenseman.
But I understand, but he's gassed, and
I know, but he literally was being dragged.
Yeah.
Like, that's where I'm saying, like, I understand taking the penalty because you think maybe they're not going to give him the penalty shot, but at least he won't score. He was literally being dragged by his stick for like 5 feet.
Yeah.
That's a bad play. Continue. Go ahead.
Yeah. So defense just looked bad. You mentioned it. Ruedel was screening right in front of Jari for a few goals. I saw a couple times Ryan Graves, which, I mean, we're both really high on coming into the year, kind of like just pass it right to Jari. Like, bro, like, you're passing right at our own net. Like, chill with your aim. Like, so just defense was not the best.
Nope.
Again, you alluded to it, the bottom 6. And I don't know if you had a chance to catch our Sir Kyle Dubas, our Pahogam. Did you see that first intermission interview? Second intermission.
I didn't actually. I didn't.
Okay. So TNT had Kyle Dubas on as an interview for the first intermission. And of course, they were talking about the offseason and all the moves. And they talked about the bottom 6, trying to reestablish that physicality, identity that we have associated with, the Penguins' bottom 6.
Yeah. And
he essentially, I'm paraphrasing here, okay, because I don't have the exact quote, but he said we're still evaluating the bottom 6, and something along the lines of it's not complete yet, and that's on me. Or it's something along the lines of it's not performing well, and that's on me. So, I know we have notes that we take during the game, and you have,
yes, we do.
Like time to hit the panic button on
the bottom 6.
On the bottom 6, Kyle Dubas is already aware, and I think that's a concerning point because as I said, try not to bury Malkin because we're only 4 games into it, but we're 4 games into it, and Kyle Dubas realizes that the bottom 6 may not, live up to what his expectations were, which is kind of disappointing because I had high hopes for these guys as well because, again, 4 out of the 6 are completely new faces.
I mean, you're right. You're right. I think the bottom 6 is super concerning. I'm glad Kyle Dubas is willing to take ownership, unlike our last GM, where he was like, I don't know what you talk about. Give it time.
Ride until we die.
Ride until we die. We're going to figure this thing out. I don't know why I'm giving him like a Southern accent, but what I'm saying,
notice that
Kyle Dubas is like, hey, it's on me. I'll take ownership of it. guess what? There was, if I don't know if you were looking on the Twitterverse for Penguins, there was some scouts at that game, other team scouts. I think that was all Dubas planned and saying, "Hey, come on down. Let's see what we could talk about. Maybe switch some guys up, get some trades going, maybe do something to kind of stir up the bottom six here." Don't forget, we have depth in Wilkes-Barre. There are guys that we can bring up from Wilkes-Barre. If we can make some trades for maybe draft picks, for stuff like that, just some stuff to get rid of some guys and bring up some Nylanders, bring up some guys that Puustinen that are performing in Wilkes-Barre. Why not? I mean, I know it's only the fourth game. I know we're kind of freaking out right now. But also, I like Achari. Chari looks good. I know Harkins. Yeah, he's not the fastest. And Haskins or Harkins. I thought it was Harkins.
Oh, no, yeah, you're sorry. Haskins was an Ohio State quarterback.
Oh, okay.
Harkins.
Harkins. So Harkins is good. I like how he's physical, but is he NHL ready? Like, is he NHL ready to go? I don't know. So where does that go in? Clearly Winnipeg didn't think so. We picked him up from waivers. So I don't know what's going on. I think we have to stay steady right where we're at. I'd say give it at least a couple more games with the bottom six. They haven't even scored a goal yet. I don't think so.
Correct.
So in 4 games, not one bottom six player has performed. Yes, that is concerning as a GM, but there's still a lot of season left. But Josh.
Yes, sir.
See this hat I'm wearing?
I do.
See how it blends perfectly with the Pittsburgh aesthetic, Josh?
I do see that, yes.
Okay, well, you guys can also look this good repping the Pittsburgh brand. That Y stands for Yins, all right? And if you know anything, shirt right there, if you know anything about Pittsburgh, you know that we refer to ourselves as Yins. You guys, Yins. And that is the perfect name for this brand to show off your love for sports teams. We have the Steelers, Pirates, Penguins. And you can rep a logo that represents all of it right here. And you can go to shopyins.com. That's 2 Z's.com and use promo code TPC15 to get 15% off your first purchase, Josh. Generous. Look at that. Generous 15% discount on your first purchase. We got hats, we got shirts, we got hoodies, whatever you got and you want to rep, we got it. We even have the Penguins Collective t-shirts are on the site now. So if you're interested, go to shopyins.com right now. We're also doing something else with Shopyins.
I was just going to say.
Josh, and what is that?
We have a great giveaway going on right now. Louie put out a little video, which I believe is still
it's still out. You
can
go watch it.
All right. Yeah, so 2 minutes. We were a little overzealous in our excitement and partnership with Yins on this giveaway. So to clear things up, it is 2 winners. The first winner will get the jersey and the hat, and the second winner will get a t-shirt from the Pens Collective collection,
there it is,
as
Josh.
well as the just a Yins brand t-shirt, and then both winners just to make up for our little mishap here.
Whoopsie daisies, as someone call it.
We'll both get a $10 gift card to shopyins.com. So that drawing is coming up soon, but please make sure that you follow the instructions on how to enter. Please make sure you are following both of us, both Yins and the Penguins Collective, and then make sure that you share it. And when you share it, you tag 2 of your friends
That's right.
along with it.
Don't forget to repost it and share it on your story.
Story.
So
Yep.
so
Sorry.
this is Instagram and Twitter. Don't forget to like, tag your friends on Twitter, on Instagram, and then we'll sprinkle a little bonus points. If you want to kind of enter in your name twice, go on to YouTube at Pens Collective. You could go to our channel, subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you subscribe to our YouTube channel and do everything below on that graphic, you get your name entered in twice. So just something to throw out there. And yeah, it's a pretty sweet giveaway. I'm not gonna lie.
Yep. Wish I can get it.
Yeah, you can't. You got a shirt. So
I do have a shirt.
Yeah, you're fine. Yeah, you're fine.
I have a couple shirts.
I know. I got to get on the shirt train. I only have one shirt, but I got the hat.
Yeah.
I need to get a lot more stuff. I need to get a lot of stuff. Yeah, a lot of all this stuff.
Yins has it all.
Yins, of course, has it all. Also, I don't know. My voice is just disappearing.
It's okay.
From me right now. Yins is providing all that stuff for the giveaway. So make sure you follow those steps. Don't forget to go to shopyins.com to see what else they got. They got some cool Dubas shirts, Eric Carlson shirts. Make sure you go there. It's a really cool site. Check them out. Shopyins.com. That's 2Z's.com.
Love it.
Joshua.
So, Lewis, we have failed to introduce our new segment for this
We love
season.
segs. We love segs here.
We love segs.
We love segs.
The new segment that we want to introduce this year is after each game, diagnose the good, the bad, and the ugly from the Penguins for each and every game. So, Louie, we'll start with the good.
We'll start with the good. Absolutely.
I think there was only one obvious silver lining in today's loss, and that would be the top line.
100%.
Sidney Crosby's line. Crosby, Gensel, Rust.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, they just look like mid-season form.
Not even mid-season form. They're looking like they're out to win the cup every single shift.
Yeah.
So it's so crazy. Like, yes, Sidney Crosby's the greatest hockey player in the world. Yeah, we know. Okay? But when you have Gensel and Rust and they're buying in on what Sid is doing and they're playing their own game and it's so cohesive, that's a great line. You know? Like, no one really knows outside of the Penguins like a Rust or like they know of Jake Gensel, but some would say Riley Smith deserves to be on the front line. Or what about Evgeny Malkin, you know? And they don't understand, well, Crosby's not going to mesh well with Gino. Gino can't play with Sid. And that's the right way to say it. Gino can't play with Sid. Sid can play with anybody. Gino can't play with Sid. And what we have is a perfect cohesion of that first line. They know what they're doing. They know what their roles are. And if you even saw a little bit of what Sid was doing in the first period when there was not much going on, they were carrying the Pittsburgh Penguins. I mean, after Gino scores 18 seconds in, yes, that was great. But who kept the momentum going was that first line. I mean, they were down deep. They were setting things up. They were shooting on net. Crosby was making sure that puck did not leave the zone at all. Like, Sid was on a mission. I'm sure, I guarantee you that was probably something that he was planning on going into this game, is this puck's not leaving the zone. And he showed that. First line was phenomenal. And that is a terrifying first line if I'm any other team in the NHL.
Especially if Rust is playing the way that he is playing the start of the season. If he can carry that, because obviously we know how well Rust can play. We've seen it in years past, but last year it didn't look so hot. So everyone kind of thought, oh, is he just showing us his true colors? Was he just performing well 2 years ago because that was a contract year and he wanted to, earn, more money? He's back. He's all the way back. And this is the Rust that earned that contract, This is the rust that Crosby needs on that line to counteract the goal scoring alongside Gensel. So
Yeah.
yes, today they played fantastic. They are the good of the game. The bad.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. Yep.
you
No, I didn't
you
know if you go for it, Josh. I'll let you have the
okay?
segment.
Okay, sorry. The bad of the game is the special teams.
Yeah.
Uh, so power play, penalty kill. First power play of the game. I think probably the worst power play I've seen in a very long time.
Oh my gosh. I mean, yeah,
Very
that
long
was
time.
last year we had a terrible power play and it wasn't that we were bad, it was just that nothing was working. The passing was just terrible. The puck was bouncing everywhere and no one was setting up at
Yeah.
all. And
Weren't
it
able to
was
gain possession. Just
we
like hold on to it.
and it's like I said, like we have Carlson, Crosby, Malkin, Raquel, Gensel. Those are great players.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're bad. It was just the fact that nothing worked for them in that situation. And the penalty kill wasn't great either.
Yeah. And that was the issue. They gave up, I think it was two power play goals. I
Yeah.
think we got a power play goal, but I mean, it didn't really matter much. And then on top
I
of
don't
it,
think no, we did not get a power play goal.
we didn't get a power play. Okay,
Yeah, we were
but
0 for 4, I think.
on top of it, we were in the midst of a power play, and something you alluded to with the Malkin thing is that Malkin then just like you said, he had that vendetta against that guy, and he just
Mhm.
goes out after him while on the power play. Like, dude, like
That's
I
not the
get it.
time.
That's not the time. That's
Not
not
the
the
time.
time. Not the time. So like that was like super frustrating, and that just like further like just handicapped, our power play. And the penalty kill just didn't look fluid. Just everything just seemed choppy today. All the
Yeah.
way across the board, but just especially the special teams. Penalty kill, not able to hold their own. Power play, what's all that weapons if you're not going to get more than a couple shots on goal in 2 minutes? So,
Yeah. 100%. I mean, this has been extending from last season. Our special teams just have not been good. I think we have the right assets. I think it's just a matter of fact of Todd Reardon and Mike Vellucci figuring this out. And I think
yeah,
that's just on them. So,
I agree.
so 100% not good. But Josh, let's get into the bad.
Well, that was the bad. This is the really bad. This is
Mm.
the ugly
Sorry, forgot
of
how
the
it goes in
game.
my brain.
It's all good.
How it goes into the ugly.
The ugly was who we talked about earlier,
Man,
Sir
Chad
Chad
Ruedel
Ruedel.
sucks, dude.
That was
I mean,
rough
it
game.
was just today. Like he's usually
Yeah,
in the
and that's
background.
what this is. This is just this game, just this game.
Terrible, dude. Like he was out there 100% just trying to get the Detroit Red Wings to score. He was in front of Jari and he was like, whoopsie. And then when they scored on the power play, he wasn't even in front of the net.
Yeah,
Like he allowed a Detroit player to get behind him. And then when the shot came in, he was like, oh, yeah, there's a dude here.
yeah.
And he was shocked. Like, whoa. Like, that's
Well,
your
and
job.
then I think was it the first goal? The first goal, he
He screened
tried.
him.
No, that was the second goal. He tried checking the guy along the boards,
Oh, and he
and then
flopped. Oh, yeah.
yes, and then they were able to hit that crossing pass. But oh my word, I was so frustrated
Oh,
with the whole game,
100%.
but I was
100.
more frustrated with number two. So frustrating.
So a lot of people were saying on the Twitterverse, is this where we're going to see Shea for the first time come in on the Pittsburgh roster? Because that was an atrocious performance.
Yes.
Was it so atrocious that Kyle Dubas was like, I'm not having that. Gone.
Well, I don't know
I
if
don't.
he's gone, but I mean, he would
He's
become
getting
then the
benched.
seventh guy. But that's a Mike Sullivan move. That's not Dubas. So like,
I know, but remember, he's also Pahogam. So it's not like he's just GM. He's also player of hockey operations. So he has that to say, Mike Sullivan, dude, are we, is that best we can do with Mike Sullivan, with Chad Ruido? Because we kind of got embarrassed like 5 times. Can we like not do that? So, hey, I brought in Shea. Let's just test him out next game. Let's just test him out. Honestly, like that's a
Yeah.
conversation that they're going to have. Mike Sullivan's going to say, "Sure." I mean, you're not wrong. Like Chad sucked. He absolutely sucked. And honestly, if it wasn't for Chad tonight, it would be like a 3-2 game. I honestly think it would
Possibly.
be. It would be. I don't think we would have won it because we weren't playing total a total game, but without Chad, I don't think we would have lost that bad. So, and he is definitely the ugly a part of this game, and just not looking good. So hopefully next game it look a
Yeah,
little better.
absolutely.
All right, Josh. Now it is time for our another segment. All right, we love our segs here. Our first
Absolutely.
segment, good, the bad, the ugly. Stay tuned for every episode. We're gonna have a good, bad, the ugly. Now it is time for our TPC 3 stars of the game. Josh, who is number 3?
So for number 3, it's really hard to choose, but unfortunately, I have to do a Red Wings player here,
Yeah, you
which I
have to.
think I think all 3 are. Um, but I'm going with their goalie, uh, Huso, I think is how you
Yeah,
pronounce it.
yeah, he's so yeah.
I mean, he was
He's solid.
it,
He was
he
solid.
was very solid, and he had our number. And there was a few really great saves. Carlson had a slap shot that I couldn't see the puck,
Yeah,
and Huso snagged it. And what's the one thing I hate about goaltenders? When they have the glove save and they do
snap
that
it, baby.
nonsense.
They
Igor is the
snap it.
worst at it.
Igor Shesterkin is a clown.
Yes,
Okay, because
but
he grabs it and then, but
yeah,
like,
but you know what Huso did? Caught it. All right here. Face offs right here. There you go.
yeah, when he snagged Eric
Moving on.
Carlson. First of all, let me just tell you a little something. Okay, little insight. Dude was just lucky he got that puck.
100%.
When Eric Carlson, he was
100%.
just sliding, and he was like, "Oh,
Because
look
that's
what I
how
have."
quick it was.
Oh no,
That's how quick
100%.
it was.
He was
Yes.
sliding, and then he was like, "Oh, I got it." But if Carlson did it an inch higher, it was a goal
Goal. Absolutely.
because he
Yeah.
he would then go into this rather than just that. So
Yep.
the
Yeah.
dynamics of a goaltender there. But
Yeah.
honestly, I mean, he was solid for them, and I get it. So Red Wings player, Huso, good job, I guess.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
guess number
Do you
2
want to
player.
do you want to do 2?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to a Penguin.
Oh,
I'm gonna
are you?
give it to it, but yeah, I'm gonna give it to it only because the player that shot that puck looked phenomenal out
So
there
I was
today.
I was going to put him at 3. Do you want to switch? Put
No. Let's keep him at second.
Okay.
So Eric Carlson looked like Eric Carlson out there today. For the first time in a Penguins uniform, he was quarterback in place. He was playing the puck well. He was all over the ice. He was being very offensive. He was taking great shots. And of course, he scored his first goal with the Pittsburgh Penguins. You
Yeah.
got to give him the second star of the game.
Absolutely. I mean, I have no arguments. Everything you said is perfect because exactly what you just said is how I felt leaving that game.
Mhm.
Everything aside, Eric Carlson has arrived as a Pittsburgh Penguin. That is
Yeah.
100% what he showcased tonight. Not
Hmm.
only just his shots, not only the way that he handled himself as the point, like the captain on the power plays, but the fact when we were down to 4 defensemen, he stayed on the ice and he didn't look gassed. He
No, he
didn't
did
look
not.
tired. He looked like he was still, and now granted he wasn't, at top speed, but he still looked like he was able to handle himself. against those guys out there. So yeah, that's why I was going back and forth
Mhm.
between Huso and um,
Eric Carlson, yeah.
Eric Carlson. That's why I think maybe for like it makes more sense probably to be Carlson third, Huso second. But like if you want to keep it, Huso third, Carlson second, that's
Yeah.
fine. We
They were
we
close.
can
They were
do
very
that.
close.
Yeah. Okay. Are you ready to move on to number one, or you want to do any
Go for it,
final?
Josh. All you.
Okay.
All you.
So number one is going to go back to a Detroit Red Wing. I mean, they won. They deserve it. Alex DeBrincat.
Yeah.
He just looked every bit of the prospect that he was supposed to be.
He looked good. He
So
trampled us today. I mean, there's not much to say about
yeah,
DeBrincat. I mean, he
two
played
two
well.
goals, 2 goals and assist. I
He
mean,
played well. He was one of the reasons why the Red Wings won against the Penguins. And there's not much to say. He beat us fair and square. He's the first star of the game. You got to tip your cap to him. But yeah, so that's your 3 stars of the game. I mean, unless you wanted to elaborate more on DeBrincat.
no, we're not a Detroit Red Wings show. So
That's right.
he did good.
Screw you, DeBrincat.
Congratulations.
No. Congratulations. Who cares? Moving on. 3 stars of the game. Huso, Carlson, DeBrincat. Penguins fall to the Red Wings 6-3. But that'll do it for this episode, Josh. Next game, all right, Saturday, October 21st, 8 p.m. start, so a little bit later. Josh is going to be rocking solo this game. Me and Abby are going on vacation, so Josh could just do it himself. He's going to be live tweeting, so I am not even. I may watch it. I may not watch the game. Who knows? It's so exciting, you know? So Josh will be taking care of next Saturday's game or this Saturday's game. And then we don't play until Tuesday. So it's very spaced out. Something that Josh Getzoff said, if you missed our interview, go back, watch it. It's awesome.
Nice plug.
Thank you. So he said that there is a lot of gaps in our season this year. This is one of them. I mean, we didn't play until what? It was Saturday. We play on Wednesday.
Yeah.
It was Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday, Tuesday. So much. It's like we're a football team. We play every like a week and a half. So yeah. So it's crazy. Next game is Saturday, and the following is Tuesday. So stay tuned for that. We'll be back on Tuesday. But that'll do it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching on Twitch, on YouTube, on Twitter. Don't forget that we stream live 15 minutes after every single hockey game. We will be there talking, breaking down, and doing our segs like we always do, Josh. All right?
Yes. Yeah, and don't forget about the giveaway.
Giveaway.
If you're not entered, enter. This is the one to enter.
Like, we got a Crosby jersey.
I'm bashful to enter into giveaways. Don't be bashful on this one. Do it. Mm-hmm. I don't care if you have to tag your sister to gain the entry. Just tag someone.
Yeah.
Tag someone. Put it on your story. Who cares who sees it? Just do it. Trust us. You want this one. And then, Louie just plugged it. We have a few days off here. In between, go catch that interview with Josh Getzoff.
That's right.
We did that on Friday before the Capitals game. So that's why you'll hear him mention, tonight.
We have a game up there.
We have a game. Yeah. So like he talks about that. So that's why if you hear it, that's the perspective. But go catch that. It's a good listen. But you will also find any of these episodes in podcast form on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon, Audible. Yep. Wherever you listen to your podcast, just type in The Penguins Collective. Follow, rate, and subscribe.
And now Apple Podcasts have taken over Spotify users.
Oh,
yeah, in our following here. So guys, don't forget to go on there, rate it 5 stars, and give us a little maybe a review. See how we're doing. Maybe you have some ideas. Write it in the box below. We love to hear your ideas, and we would love to see 5 stars. Josh, I just
yeah.
want to interrupt there.
No, that's perfect. No, that's a perfect way to summarize it. Yeah, just please make sure you review, rate, subscribe. Anything less than five stars, as someone like listening to Bomani Jones, he says anything less than 5 stars just proves you're a hater. So
It's true. It's true. You're not a hater. 5 stars. But guys, thank you so much for listening. Seriously, it does mean a lot. Don't forget to get involved in the conversation when we go live, or if you see a podcast later and you want to make your voice known, add us on Twitter. Talk to us. Also, when we go live, join the conversation on YouTube and Twitter. We respond and we highlight your message up on the screen and we talk to you. So make sure you join the conversation. Thank you for listening to this episode. We'll see you on Saturday. And Josh, as always,